Good luck, fun.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you.
Yay, Fawn.
First in the tank is a remedy for a painful common
Yes,
ailment.
sir.
Hi, Sharks. My name's Christine, and I'm from Lake Tahoe.
I'm Erica, and I'm from San Diego.
And we are the co-founders of Krenel, liquid gold for your health.
We're here today asking for $250,000 for 7% of our company.
Wow.
When I say the word cranberry, what comes to mind?
I love cranberries.
I do too.
UTI.
That's exactly UTI.
Urinary tract infections.
Yep.
Hey, ladies.
What?
UTIs are the worst, a pain you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
But if you know, you know. Drinking cranberry juice prevents urinary tract infections.
Cranberries are packed with an active ingredient called parenthesianids that helps flush out bacteria.
Most products on the market are either filled with sugar or don't have enough of that active ingredient to actually be effective.
For comparison, the current market leaders only have 60 cranberries per serving.
That's not enough to be effective.
Introducing Krenel, the strongest cranberry formula on the market. Because one shot of Krenel isn't just 60 cranberries.
It's 3,000 cranberries.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at all these
Cranberries.
Cranberries.
Wow.
Excellent visual.
Very good visual.
Cranberries go beyond just helping with UTI, pee emergencies. It helps with gut health, glowing skin, and even muscle recovery. People are always saying, eat your greens, but now it's time to drink your reds.
How do you know Krenel is the real deal?
The tart face you make when you drink it.
Now, which one of you wants to pucker up and take a shot on Krenel?
Grab your Krenel shot and cheers.
Cheers.
And we are back with another Shark Tank reaction video. I am your host, Dave, a 10+ year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from patents, copyrights, trademarks, as well as trade secrets. And man, it's been a while since the last time Shark Tank had a what's name, so I got to make sure my ones and twos are right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Now, the things that I look for when I'm doing these pitches is how simple is it? It's pretty simple. How effective is it? Hey, they got a $3.5 million valuation. A lot of times with the effectiveness of the product, you can ascertain that by way of the sales as well as, the reviews on it. Then what's the market like? And I was thinking as they were, kind of pitching, I'm like, man, it's a lot of just kind of drinking companies. This seems like this is a healthy drinking company or healthy beverage company, I should say, particularly, in a kind of that cherry juice space. Your boy played football. I'm not sure if you guys can see my jersey in the background. And back when I was playing football at Michigan State, when we worked out, we had these cherry juices. I guess it was great for antioxidants. Where after every workout, it was like a bottle of cherry juice, which is I guess packed with cherries that we drink. So this kind of brought me back to that. Now I'm not sure if they had 3,000 cherries packed in each bottle, but it was good. But it, like I said, had that kind of tart face or that tart taste. So it definitely gave you that kind of soury taste when you eat something sour. So this kind of took me back to that. So again, the market, it is a saturated market, but if the product is good, man, you can break through any market, in my opinion. Then the intellectual property, which is a bonus thing that I look for as an IP attorney. Are you protecting the intellectual property? I did the trademark search as they were talking, and they do have a trademark on Krenel. So shouts out to Christine as well as Erica. That's an interesting combination from Lake Tahoe, which I think is in Nevada, and then San Diego. No, they're near each other, so I'm interested in that story of how they kind of found each other. But again, shouts out to them for protecting their trademark, the IP. I don't think you can't get a trade secret on something of like this, like a beverage, but it seems like it's just kind of cherries, unless it's a kind of particular process for making them that you can kind of protect, whether it's a trade secret or a patent. So we'll see that as kind of this thing goes on. But those are my initial thoughts, man. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And go check out the interview I just dropped. A Shark Tank product just came out. Ray Sean and the team at Screen Skins. You can see he gave me some product talking about that Michigan State. It's a screen protector that you can personalize your logo. Like I said, mine is the Michigan State logo, where my phone is dead, so I can't turn it on. But when you turn on your phone, the screen or the design goes away. But if you kind of flash your screen in some light when your phone is off, you can see your personalized logo. So go check out that interview that just dropped, I think yesterday. Yeah, man. Let's get back to it. We have a guest shark. I think Fonnie, who is the founder of Uncle Nearest, which is essentially like a bourbon company. So shouts out to her. Let's go.
Do we just drink it?
Yeah. Take a sip.
Ugh.
That tart face, you know it's good.
Oh, that's a good tart face,
That's
girl.
a great tart face.
It's disgusting.
It's gross, but it works, baby.
Actually, it's
That
not
is-
that bad.
Oh,
What am I drinking other than cranberry?
Just cranberry and preservatives.
We recommend one per week, but customers take it how it works for
So
them.
not only if you have a UTI.
It's
No.
preventative, so it's great for gut health.
Now, if you have a UTI,
Yes.
what do you recommend?
We recommend going to your doctor first and foremost. And if you have an active UTI, that's where antibiotics are great. However, we focus on the prevention side of things.
but why can't someone like a Palm just do cranberry juice, literally do the exact same thing, and they have the money to market it? What's special
your
about
moat?
this? Because you certainly can't patent it.
So our cranberry blend is proprietary to us. So we
Hey,
extract
secret.
the active ingredient. So one of these shots is equal to 60 bottles of typical cranberry juice or 10 cranberry tablets. And that's a trade secret that we own.
Very
We tested
secret.
it
I know
for
this
specific polyphenols for muscle recovery, and it is 12 times stronger than tart cherry juice.
What are your sales?
Our lifetime sales are 3.5 million.
Wow.
And that's from when to when?
So in 2021, we did 47,000, and then we went to 447,000,
Whoa.
and then 1.3 million.
What will you do this year?
2 million.
And what will you make on the 2 million?
Well, last year we currently have a cash burn of $16,000.
So last year you lost money.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much did you lose?
16,000 a month.
Why are you losing
Wow,
money?
you lost like $200,000 last year. Why? Yeah, why are you losing money?
We're investing a lot in growth, in
Yeah.
advertising.
And what are you paying in your advertising? Because did you hire an agency?
We do it all ourselves.
Yeah.
We're our own influencers. So we have over 50 million views across TikTok and Instagram ourselves.
Yeah,
And we'll never
ourselves.
put money behind an ad unless it works first on our
But
TikToks.
Christine, how much did you buy in ad spend last year?
We spent about $500,000 on ads
That's
last
where
year.
the money's
Yeah.
going.
So,
Yeah.
So one of
so
these
you
co-
spent 500,000 to get 1.3 million, right?
Correct.
And your margins what on this?
So one of these to make is $2.14, but our best seller is that 4-pack.
So
and
what-
so that 4-pack is about $15. And then fully landed, we have about a 55% margin.
I'm still having a hard time wrapping my brain around this because I don't know the difference between this or if I go into Whole Foods and I buy something that's 100% cranberry juice. So what's the elevator pitch for the value proposition on this?
I think, well, for us personally, it's building the brand and educating customers is crucial, which we try to do across social media. So they know that one shot is equal to 60 bottles of that organic cranberry at Whole Foods.
trademark.
So I'm in
logo.
the beverage space.
Yeah.
Obviously alcohol,
Yeah.
right? Bourbon is technically the category of Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
And I put on my label premium whiskey. I didn't explain one or the other because education is expensive.
Mhm.
And so my concern is if you are required to explain, that just costs you a lot of money. So is there a way for this value proposition to make sense without you needing to educate the consumer?
With all of our different use cases, I think that's where we can use, influencers. And I think women who recurrently get UTIs come to us and they know why this is different. And then they put it on their social media.
But I think Fawn is right. It's going to take a lot to educate. Erica, let me ask you, this year you think you'll do about 2 million. What will you spend this year on advertising?
We're now spending like $12,000 a month on
So
ads.
you're going to grow revenue by about almost 50%, and you cut ad spend by 70%.
Yeah, we just find like TikTok and Instagram are higher returning because people, if they see it's an ad, they scroll past. Whereas if they find it organically on TikTok, then they are high intent searching on Google, which we pay for like our brand for
How
high
many
intent
followers
terms like
do you
UTI.
have on any of those platforms? Just
We
to-
have 50,000 followers and we have over 100,000 email subscribers.
Is that 50,000 you collectively plus the business or just the business?
The business.
How many do you have combined?
We mostly just post through the business.
Yeah, through the
Okay.
business.
How much money did you raise to start this?
So we raised 1.1 million in total,
1.1 million.
largely from strategic angels.
I will order this because I know that it's going to make me healthier and stronger, but I want to be a user of it, not an investor of it. I'm out.
I very
And as Lori goes out, sheesh, you're talking about a mouthful. Hey, man, they just can't hit us back like that because we went over everything. The sales, $3.5 million in lifetime sales. They spent it a little much on the ads, $1.3 million, I think, in 2024 to make, or $1.3 million in revenue, and they spent approximately half of that on ads. That's kind of interesting to me. But it seems like they reduced that and kind of made more revenue in 2024. So that's a good thing. Margins $214. It seems like the cost to make it, they're selling it for around $15. So it is some margins there. Man, they a mouthful. You can see the Sharks were drilling down on this one. What else do we have here that I have notes? Trade secret. I told you guys, it's either a patent or a trade secret. I think Fawn, she was kind of saying how you can't get a patent on this one. You can't get a patent on the process of making kind of the drink, not on the drink itself. But it seems like they were able to get a trade secret. It's probably the better thing to do on this one. So shouts out to them for that. You got to protect the IP, and that's one of the important things that obviously why I'm doing this. But especially when you're trying to get investors, they want to see what is your moat. How are you protecting this? How are you keeping others from being able to do the exact same thing? And it's going to be either a patent or a trade secret for the most part. And as you grow, you kind of build that brand. That's where the trademarks come important. So this stuff works hand in hand when you're talking to build something that's is going to withstand a test of time. So shouts out to kind of them on that. Again, unfortunately, Lori went out, but man, I thought that was good. So let's see if they get a deal from one of the other Sharks. Let me know what you guys think about this. So definitely hit that like button and that subscribe button. Let's go.
Very much believe in what you're doing and where you're going. I actually don't think it tastes bad. You've raised a lot of money. You spend $500,000 on ad spend to get to 1.3 million. But then you're switching the story and saying, we're going to go all social and we're cutting the ad spend. I don't think you've quite figured out the strategy. You're in this in-between phase. I'm out.
So where I am concerned is that the two of you have not created a following. Your business has a following, and no matter what, you're never going to be able to beat the algorithms, and the algorithms will always ding businesses. So you have to figure out how to make yourselves the stars of the brand.
Great point.
But you still have the issue of any of the bigger guys can knock you off, and for that reason, I'm out.
Christine and Erica, this is a hard one because I like your product and I like you, but your journey indicates that there's way too much work for you to figure out before you can bring in an investor. I wish you the best of luck, but I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you for the
guys
education.
so much.
Thank you.
Kevin, no? Yeah.
I think the advice we'll take definitely from Fawn. We built an amazing brand with Cranel, but we can start building our own personal brands and really connect with the customer.
Kevin, did you ever say you were out?
No, I never said I was out.
In 17 years, this is the first time someone walked out of here without even waiting to see if you're in or out.
I wanted to let them go because I didn't want to break their
I thought
hearts.
he was out.
Wow, that's interesting for them to go out without I'm like, hold on, that's what I had on my notes. Like, it doesn't look like Kevin and Mr. Wonderful said anything and they walked out anyway. That's really interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. But what do you guys think? And we're going to take a look at the website here really quickly. I thought, number one, it was interesting for Fawn to say, hey, it's going to be easy to knock you off, even though you got a proprietary technology. And then for number two, for her to say, because you see people want to have the brand not be associated with a person and the brand to kind of be able to live on its own. But it seemed like she was saying the opposite of, hey, you guys need to build your personal stuff as opposed to relying so much on a brand for kind of followers, which like I said, I think that tells me one thing, man. This business stuff is like the wild, wild west. People want to disagree in terms of the strategy. And ultimately, if you kind of figure out what's working for you and you're making money, do that, continue to do that. Like I said, I think that's the first time I heard, hey, your brand has its own kind of following, but that's an issue. You guys need to build up your personal brands as opposed to kind of relying on a business brand and a following to kind of carry the day. I think that's interesting. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but it is what it is, I guess. So let me stop presenting and kind of pull up the website before we get up out of here. I thought that was an interesting pitch for obvious reasons. Krenel. Now, the only thing I would say, hey, put the R in a circle. And then Shark Tank, I would imagine that's a trademark term. So I would have put the R in a circle for them as opposed to the TM. I think that's interesting. Just kind of moving on down. It seems like they kind of been on a lot of different stuff. Business Insider, obviously Shark Tank, Woman Love Tech, Urban List. So they've kind of been around the block. Obviously, she said that they have a trade secret on it. So you won't have the patent at the bottom that you would typically see. And yeah, I would just say put the R in the circle to let people know it is a trademark term, man. Shouts out to the ladies. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like I said, hey, we started out hot. 0 for 1. I think season 17. I think this is episode like 10 or whatever, or episode 12. So we're moving right along here. Like I said, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys take care. Peace.